Alright, this is getting ridiculous. This camera sucks. I need a new camera, and I hope I get one like for the holidays or something. 'Cause I'll tell you what, this thing is fucking massively horrible. Alright. So, anyway, welcome in to Retro Times. We're gonna get into some gaming news today. Along with, I'm gonna talk about some other things before there's an ad on this thing right now
What about you?
that just, for
Welcome
some
back
reason,
to Unashamed.
I can't
I
do
do want to
anything
take a
without
moment
having
to
ads at this
welcome all
point.
of our Spotify listeners. I know we're being featured on.
I don't know why it just like keeps producing ads every time I exit it, and then I'll have to go back a few minutes later and an ad will pop up on it. Anyway, let's get away from that subject. I woke up this morning and it's been a very, very strange day. I don't know what's going on, but I hope it's all for the best. I mean, it feels like it's good. I mean, everything literally feels like it's supposed to, it just feels like in my body, it feels like it's a good day, but at the same time, I'm not particularly sure what it means and what it means for me in the long run. But I'm just gonna say this: there's I got technology sucks. First of all, that thing, my phone glitches out. Phones are not meant to be used as like cameras. Like, I don't think phones are meant to be used for like social media, to be honest, or anything like that. Because, to be honest, I've seen phones act up on me so many times where I won't even receive messages accordingly as they come in, and that's why it's just extremely weird. And then, like last night, I woke up to like a couple messages being sent to my phone. They didn't even make sense. And I messaged the person, and I was like, "Hey, did you send me anything?" And they're like, "No, I didn't send you anything. I don't know what you're talking about." And I told them, I was like, "My phone's probably messing up, and then the internet is probably being weird right now." But it's just extremely strange that I'm seeing like random messages being sent in at like off time, and that's probably why a lot of stuff going on today is just like why people aren't staying together so long. Maybe I can blame it on technology at this point, because technology does have a purpose of like sending you a message late and it be the wrong thing, and then you get bent out of shape because the message sent out at the wrong time, stuff like that. So that's one thing I want to talk about here. The next thing is is I received more than one message this morning. I received a message from somebody over on Reddit that knows somebody that I follow on YouTube, and they were like, "It's all right. They don't care about me, and I don't care about them." I'm like, "Okay, well, so what happened here? Like, I don't. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really not sure about what's going on here. But I feel like this is all for the best. Maybe this is God's giant plan. For me, it's just like just make sure things start going better for me as opposed to how they've been in the past. And today I woke up out of a dead sleep and seeing those messages, it told me that there is something going on where, that God, that I feel like God just has control over certain things and certain situations that, down to it, I do think God wants something for all of us, and at the end of the day, I can only pray and hoping God gives me what He gives me. But like there was something I saw today on the internet that got reported back as news, and you know I prayed for it to end quickly. Now the war that's going on, I prayed for it a lot to end quickly, a lot to just go back to where it came from, stuff like that. So I saw something today that basically put it in perspective that all of my prayers are being answered, but they're being answered in like a very, very bizarre way. And I have big prayers, and I'm not going to talk about them here, but until those prayers are absolutely answered, I'm going to keep praying until they do become true. But now that I've seen this bit of information, that's a sure sign God exists, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a sure sign you should consider praying and following the word of God and stuff like that, because it does really change. It is really empowering, and it does change your life around. There's nothing in the world that's bigger than I think there's nothing bigger in the world better, nothing more powerful than a prayer. To be honest, prayers are answered. You just have to give them time, and you have to. You have to keep remaining positive and hoping that they happen. So I have a lot of prayers. I'm just not talking about them here, but a lot of good things are starting to become true to me, and a lot of good things are happening right now to me. Now, the people outside of me, I'm seeing the effects of them not praying, them not, doing what they need to be doing to talk to God or like listen to God. Like it's just so reversed as to, everybody that doesn't seem to really put their faith in God is really really starting to like see a really really bad outcome. And then the people that are putting their faith into God or whatever are really starting to see what he reaps as a creator. Now, I'm not trying to sound like I'm gonna like condemn all of you for doing what you want. That's you. God gave us that free will. But I'm saying at least pray. And if you pray and put your faith in God, usually God gives you an answer. But it takes a little bit of time, ladies and gentlemen. So I woke up this morning to a lot of extremely weird stuff. But I know there's a reason for it. I know there's a reason these things that happen to me, and it's just to show me where I am with my mind and how real I believe something is and stuff like that. So I think that's what's going on. You got to depict the difference between what is real and what is fake, and pray to God, even if you don't really believe in God. Start putting your faith into God and Jesus Christ, and they'll lead you in the right direction. Believe it or not, I'm waking up and I wasn't even sure about the messages I was getting. I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, if that's the case, then I'll just go about my day the normal way possible. But that's what I wanted to talk about here before we get into this gaming news. So now we're gonna get into the gaming news part of things. So if anybody is listening to this, please, by all means, take it into consideration as a hard lesson, as a long lesson that I'm still learning, and people need to learn. People need to start understanding that like not everything is meant to be your way. Not everything is meant to go your way. And if you pray for something, you really, really want it to go your way, you will eventually get that. So I'm going to just throw that out there. So now let's get into this. Oh, that's my music. All right. So we have a couple things here related to a couple different things going on in the video game community. Hold on. Why is my quality on my laptop so bad? Not right. So, um, I'm gonna read this one with the Minecraft. Now, Minecraft has been around a long, long, long time. Like it's been around 15 years, and the game still hasn't changed. The original game is still doing really well. I at one point bought a copy of Minecraft for the Switch, and I never kept it because Minecraft's one of those games that like it for me, you can do a lot with it, but for me, there's no real like absolutely big purpose. It's not really story driven. I played at one point and I built like somebody helped me build this house, and we hid stuff in there. And this was a person I actually knew in my life where I synced I added them on a Nintendo Switch, and then we ended up playing together from time to time. And I ended up we ended up like building a house from the start. And well, anyway, because being on that server, the house was starting to get attacked by whatever those things are, the green things, and I just had to keep protecting it. And I went off into the distance, and I would end up dying. And that's how like it wasn't that the game was difficult. It was just that the game isn't exactly everybody's cup of tea. Like if I'm literally gonna sit here and play this, I would stream this one day and sit here and play it with everybody just to have them watch. And it might be a game I consider buying again. So let me see. I want to see how much Minecraft is for the Switch because I might consider buying that again. Because I just want to take a quick look and see how much it is for the Nintendo Switch. Ah, so it's like it still looks like it's $30. Hold on, let's see. Come on. All right. So yeah, it's pretty. It's not that expensive. It's a game that I actually want to go and rebuy just so I have it because it was good. And having a physical copy of Minecraft is like a lot of fun to have because you can build stuff whatever. But the game seems to be doing extremely well right now. I want to click on this and read this. So that's pretty amazing. 300 million right there. So All right. Excuse me. Minecraft becomes first video game to hit 3 million sales ever. All right. Minecraft, the best-selling video game in the world, has yet broken another sales record. During a weekend event, developer Mojang Studio revealed it had now sold more than 300 million copies worldwide. That far surpasses closest rival Grand Theft Auto 5, which had sold 185 million copies as of August 2023. But neither came close to Super Mario at, as the best franchise. It has sold more than 800 million games across its entire multi-game series. The second top franchise, retro puzzler Tetris, which sold more than 520 million copies across its different variants since 1980. So they're just keeping track of like all versions of the game that came out, which is very, very interesting when it comes down to it, because you would think they would be specifically directing it towards one of the games in particular, because I thought that's what this meant. But Minecraft has like multiple versions of its game, and somebody showed the sales, and the sales are really, really good for Minecraft in general. Now, I don't know if this is the stories. I don't know if this is the story of Minecraft, or it's these little side games that come out. Either way, it does really, really well. All right, Tetris has sold at least 425 million units on mobile device alone, having had multiple versions of the game released on iOS and Android since 2008, and some lists considered to be the best-selling games for this reason. But these releases are significantly different in terms of mechanics and graphics. The great variant between Tetris and Ericsson phone in 2001, Tetris Mania on mobile in 2006, and later release on iOS and Android. For this reason, Tetris is usually considered as a series, whereas Minecraft is the same game whether it is played on Nintendo Switch mobile or Nintendo Switch or mobile. The head of Minecraft Studios, Helen Chang, said that 300 million figure was a milestone. They forgot the S. Was a milestone no one could have dreamed of when we were placing our first blocks. Minecraft was released by Mojang Studios in 2011, but the pre-release unfinished version of the game was first available in 2009. It is extremely popular with children, young adults alike, due to its sandbox nature, meaning if you can imagine it, you can build it with the game's Lego-like blocks. So I want to say this, and I want to throw this out there because Lego could do something like this. Well, in my opinion, they need to create Lego needs to create this like sandbox game that allows them to actually take the game and allows you to build what you want. Like they should literally, Lego should literally create its own version of Minecraft and just have them do something very similar to this. Now, I don't know if Lego has a game like that. They could. Um, but I think it'd be cool to see Lego make a game like this, cause like all Minecraft is pretty much just Lego blocks, but in a different formation and more. I don't know. They should have named this game Legos to begin with. Like just have the game name Legos. It would sell pretty good because it's very much like Minecraft. But I'm waiting for the day Lego's like, okay, we're just gonna create a game that's like that. That would be cool to see. I think that'd be very awesome to see. Minecraft was bought by Microsoft in 2014 for 2.5 billion and has become mainstream in its gaming empire, which Microsoft has significantly expanded when its record-breaking 69 billion takeover of Call of Duty Activision Blizzard. Minecraft, okay. What Microsoft huge gaming deal means for players. Minecraft's popularity can be, at least in part, put down to its enormous presence outside of its game itself. According to Google, YouTube videos related to Minecraft have been viewed more than 1 trillion times. So Minecraft seems to be a very, very popular thing on YouTube, along with Roblox for some reason. I don't know why the two games are like so popular. Um, but it's really easy to understand because Minecraft is a well-known game out there. There's like, besides Super Mario, there's no other game well known. Now, I feel like as you grow up and you become an adult, Legend of Zelda and games like that become more meaningful to you. The adults lean more towards Legend of Zelda that I noticed. And the kids lean more towards the Mario, which Legend of Zelda for me has always been more of an adult game than it has been a kids game. And that's why, like, when you look at things as a whole, um I don't even know how I brought this up, but like when you look at things as a whole, it's very, very, it's not, Legend of Zelda is just not as popular. And Legend of Zelda for me is an adult game because, it's one of those games that, like, it has more meaning to it than a Super Mario game. I know I went off topic like this, but that's why Legend of Zelda will always be more of an adult game than a kids game because it has more of a significant story to it than let's say Super Mario does. And kids and parents alone are both playing Minecraft because kids and adults alone are playing Minecraft because the one is looking to like play something similar to open world and wanting to build, while the kids they want to build also. I don't know. It's really hard to explain why both adults and kids and young people are wanting to play this. But I also understand that it's a lot of fun. It's relaxing, and it does take a lot of work to build something very, very great. Um, and I didn't even get started on what I wanted to build. I was playing it and I was like, I took it. I didn't really keep it. I just took it back because I was like, this isn't my cup of tea. Like, it doesn't have story to it. And I was expecting there to be like some sort of story, but no. All right. According to okay, so, but that's why like these games get viewed so much because people are just viewing what they build and they can create their own stories within a game. That's what's really, really interesting about it. And that would be something I would like to do at some point. Is just like get a game and then create like some sort of story within a game. Like, I don't know, just kind of like do stuff like that. Even the most popular individual, Mr. V's, PewDiePie, have at one point made Minecraft videos, and its influence spreads even further with the game being used for unusual purpose, such as posting article written by James Khashoggi, the journalist killed by Saudi agents in 2018 for circumventing government censorship. How do you get to 3 million? 300 million? It's a big jump for previous sales figures. The firm revealed 238 million sales in April 2021. That's still really good. And getting to that number almost certainly involves a lot of people buying more than one copy. While Mojang publicly announced its figures, it's less transparent and it's less transparent on exactly how the number breaks down, but we know it represents sales across all platforms. That means it includes the sales from the original launch on PC in 2011, mobile sales on iOS and Android as well, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo hardware. Somebody might have bought a copy on PC, then later picked up a copy for the Nintendo Switch, and even later bought a copy for their phone. This is partly because people like playing the game on their new devices, even if they already have bought them before. But it is also because players can carry more their progress. So if they have bought the game again, players can use the same login information and pick up where they left off on different devices. Even devices allows this, and players should check compatibility, especially as there are multi versions of the game on PC. But broadly, it's brought some explanation up for how Minecraft sales such have hit such dizzying heights. So yeah, Minecraft is doing extremely well, and I hear a lot of great stuff about Minecraft. But hold on. But Minecraft's one of those games that's been around for a very, very long time. It still hasn't changed its formula, and that's something I think games games alike, all games should take into consideration that changing your formula up on a game doesn't always mean the best of everything. Like I can guarantee you, if they were to go and just create a top-down Zelda right now, half of us would go out and buy it because we love top-down Zelda. You love that 2D top-down Zelda going through going through parts of a map that just are super confusing, but then we figure out the method and key to what exactly is going on and how to get to where we need to go. So it's just one of those really cool things. Oh, let's read this. I hope they go back to original Halo because I don't want to see what we got now. Something. Okay, so what? I have to. Never mind. I'm not going to view this. I hope that gets talked about in Game Rant because I'm not going to try to look at that right now. All right. New Cookie Run Kingdom web series. No, we're not reading that. So there's Minecraft. Star Wars DLC brings another story-based adventure to Minecraft. Fans get GTA San Andreas running on a smartwatch. It's really cool to see what the mod community can do to shit. Like you know, after seeing Doom run on fucking just about anything at this point, it's really insane to just see what like can be ran on anything. I don't know. It's really cool. One but says as long as executive confirmed that he's stepping away from Elder Scrolls Fallout and publisher after. Okay, he's. I'm not gonna read that. Damn, where's all the game news for the day? We'll read this. New publisher, newly published Nintendo patent appears to show the Switch 2. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Although there's been no official announcement, rumors of a new Nintendo Switch console have been doing the rounds for quite some time now. Many industry insiders are adamant that Nintendo has been quietly working away at successor. It's hugely successful hybrid for several years at this point, with some even believing that Japan's giant next console could be in the hands of players as early as next year. As for what this new system might look like, there are plenty of theories floating around online. Some claim that the Switch 2 will focus on power rather than portability in order to complete compete with the likes of PlayStation and Xbox, while others are reporting that it will be a handheld home console hybrid, just like its predecessor. If a newly published Nintendo patent is anything to go by, it seems that the latter may well be the case. Filed in late 2022 and published in October of this year, the patent in question is for a portable game device. It includes 4 drawings of what the new console might look like and highlights some pretty big differences from the original Switch. For starters, this new handheld no longer uses Joy-Cons, with players instead having to make do with a joystick to the left of the screen and 4 face buttons to the right, as well as 2 shoulder buttons on the top of the console. Where things start to get interesting is at the bottom of the device, which is where players will now find the home button. According to the patent description, the rationale for moving it here is that players will really rarely need to use it during gameplay sessions, thus allowing Nintendo to free up space on the front of the device. The bottom surface is also where players will find console USB port, speakers, and a button for capturing screenshots and gameplay recordings. I don't know how I feel about that. Are we really gonna go? Are they really gonna do this? Because there's a lot, man. We'll just have to see what happens when it comes out. Because there's a lot here that like just doesn't seem like it's gonna be good. So, top of this portable game device is not too dissimilar to the Switch, with only major difference being the position of the volume rocker and the power button have been swapped around. There's still a headphone jack and a cartridge slot, which should come as good news for fans of physical media. Sadly, there's no indication as to whether this new console will be able to play games from the original Switch, though many are expecting it to be backwards compatible. Yes, a lot of us are actually. So, this here, I'm going to explain this to you. This could be another lie that somebody made up, because Nintendo never does this where they go away from the console they have. In fact, the fact of there's been physical evidence of Nintendo Switch games coming over to the next Nintendo Switch profiles coming over to the next console, which means you should be able to access all the games you previously downloaded. So I don't know how this would all work. I mean, where the hell is the the other joystick? Where's that? Where's the D-pad? The A, B, X, Y buttons are right there. But there's a lot missing to this, and it kind of is a bit concerning to see what this could hold for the future. I mean, what does this mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's something. I just feel like this is a made up article. All right. There's still a headphone jack and a cartridge slot, which should come as good news for fans of physical media. Sadly, there's no indication as to whether this new console will be able to play games from the original Switch, though many are expecting it to be backwards compatible. Damn it. We're all expecting it to be backwards compatible because this would be weird that Nintendo would be going away from this idea in general. If this patent is indeed related to Nintendo's next console, the fact that there are only 6 buttons and a single joystick for gameplay showing in the drawings will probably be the biggest talking point. The patent mentions that the console uses a pressure-sensitive touch screen, though. So it's possible that the games or the new device will be designed with this in mind. Alternatively, the description that states that an input control directional movement could also be included on the right side of the device, if indeed, which brings it more in line with the design for the original Switch. So if they are going to do it this way, I mean, maybe we do. Maybe these are. It doesn't state what these are, but it's just weird that we're getting all this information, but yet we like all the stuff is still there on the bottom and the top. It kind of looks like there's everything's still there, but I don't know. You know, I don't really know what to say about this because this is just extremely weird. I'm gonna share this off to Twitter and I'm gonna like come back. So I'm gonna put the big screen up and I'm gonna share this off to Twitter because it's just weird that we're seeing this. All right. So anyway, let's get back to what I'm doing. Oh, wrong thing. All right. All right. Let's see. Like, no real news today. It's kind of weird. And I guess because it is Monday, we're not getting anything like absolutely like really important today. I usually wait until the middle of the week to get like actually some decent news. All right, Sega producer comments on Sonic Superstars launching the same week as Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Ahead of Super Mario Super ahead of Sonic Superstars, sorry. Launch Sonic Team's Takashi Mizuki weighs in on how the series is releasing a brand new 2D platformer within the same week as Nintendo's own Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Ever since the early 90s, Mario and Sonic have been considered iconic game rivals, especially from longtime fans of Sega and Nintendo, where the two companies were competing against each other in game console market. With the Sega Genesis and SNES system, with Sonic Superstars and Super Mario Bros. Wonder launching within the same week, it may be a little strange for those who were around during the 16-bit console wars. Both Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Sonic Superstars have eerily similar premises big ga- to both big games are looking to be returning to be a return to form, returning to their roots with expressive artwork and classic 2D gameplay. Both titles also feature multiple playable characters, with one character being a beloved addition to the roster. Amy Rose from Sonic Superstars and Princess Daisy for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, as well as new power-up mechanics and four-player co-op. So They're adding 2 new characters to each series. So Amy and Daisy are both going into the series. There's something. So I feel like they both like sat to the side, Sega and Sonic and Super Mario Brothers producers, and they're like, okay, we're gonna make this feel like the '90s all over again, and we're gonna go back to where the games were releasing at the same time. It's really cool to see stuff like this, especially like in today's world where like we're just kind of seeing we're not seeing as much going back to the way we're not seeing as much going back to the way things used to. We're starting to see things go back to the way things used to be. Actually, correction. In an interview with Automaton, Sonic Superstar producer Takashi Lizuka states that he was surprised on how Mario and Sonic were competing against each other in the same week. Laughing about the coincidence, he notes that 2 games are enjoyable in different ways but still represent classic side-scrolling platformer gameplay. He notes that Mario and Sonic qualities are both what makes them stand out and distant from each other, and that fans continue to enjoy both types of gameplay with the 2 franchises provide. Azuka then expressed his appreciation to those who support the Sonic series for last 30 or so years, especially those who have enjoyed and provided feedback about the game. He notes that those who buy both Superstars and Wonder can see the difference because the two, while expressing his confidence in Sonic Superstars' speedy 2D gameplay, the comment comes after a similar one made by Super Mario Bros. Wonder producer Takashi Tezuka, who also weighed in on the 2 games sharing the same launch week. Tezuka referred to this instance as interesting coincidence and hopes gamers enjoy the opportunity to play both games while there is still some friendly rivalry between the Mario and Sonic fandoms. There are some who have quality supportive of each games. This includes posted crossover art between Wonder and Superstars, along with these players vocalizing, now they're going to buy both games at launch. So this is cool to see games come out at the same time. Let me turn this light on. It's getting shady in here, and I think it's because the sun's going over my roof. All right, man. All right, so there's that. That's really cool. I think I'm really saying that I think that the creator of Sonic, Superstars, and Mario Wonder just sat back to the side and just created this like let's take everything back to the '90s and just make it feel like it's the '90s all over again. So, um, if it leaked, how are these people speedrunning it if they didn't even get to game? Like seriously, like are they talking about the leakers speedrunning or what are they talking about? This has been like an ongoing thing with gaming recently where like people get a game ahead of time and then I don't even know how this happens to be honest. It makes me wonder, does it go to GameStop and people that buy the game actually get to take it early and then go and play it at the house? Or what is it? What is it like how? Or like are the people that create these games taking them and playing them and then recording themselves playing them? Like I just feel like there's people intentionally doing this online. Super Mario Bros. Wonder has leaked and people are already speedrunning it. So because every single game that has came out at this point that's big has been leaked. Um, it all started back when Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom came out, then Final Fantasy 16, then I mean, there was like a game in between that, and then Starfield, a game after that, then Starfield, and now this. And I'm pretty sure there was like some other games being there was a couple games just being leaked, and it's just so weird how frequently everything's been being leaked lately. And you know, at this point, I don't think at this point I think it's more like just people finding their way to the copy, or people at the studio, the game they placed themselves, like Nintendo's company, and just playing the game and recording it and then putting it out there. And it's like publicity for Nintendo and all these video game companies to make their money. What we could see is video game play footage leaked from the company itself, and people have a made up profile from the video game company just to get publicity and all that. I don't know. It's just extremely weird that this happens quite frequently and too often. So, with less than a week before its official release, Nintendo's upcoming Super Mario Bros. Wonder has leaked online, with some players even doing speedrunning. For some, doing speedruns of some of the game's levels. This is one of the most anticipated releases of Nintendo's lineup, promising a lot new features, playable characters, and unique levels. Some players could try out the gameplay early via gameplay demos of Super Mario Bros. Wonder at certain retailers, with many walking away with positive impressions. Alongside, casual fans are interested in the game's platforming challenges. Speedrunners have also taken an interest in Super Mario Bros. Wonder mechanics, such as the badge system. Many have seen how it has plenty of potential to be used and exploited for speedruns of the game. The grappling vine, for example, can extend and attach itself to an adjacent platform, which allows them to reach higher places and faraway ledges. Other badges can also provide a challenge run that takes advantage of how it changes part of the player's moveset. However, fans might have to be cautious these next few days, as a video of the video game have already been leaked onto social media. There are plenty of videos posted on YouTube and Twitter about Wonder, some even posting the game's final boss ending. Some videos posted online even show gamers speedrunning levels of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, beating certain levels in under a minute. One of these levels was posted to YouTube, declaring to be a world record in the video game's title before the game's release. These leaks likely came from players who managed to get a hold of early copies of the game, likely through a retailer that broke the game's street date. Other gamers have noted that the ROM of Super Mario Bros. Wonder was dumped online, allowing PCs that have Nintendo Switch emulators to play it early. Jesus, they really did do Nintendo wrong. And I'm sure Nintendo's going to be on the lookout for this one in the next couple weeks too. So, for players who wish to have a completely blind experience going into Wonder, they should likely stay away from certain parts of the internet until the game's release. This isn't the first Nintendo Switch game that leaked this year. It likely won't be the last of its kind. A PC emulation and broke street date are common problems for Nintendo releases. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition and ROM leaked a few weeks before its launch this year, alongside other games like Fire Emblem Engage, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, which is releasing the same week as Wonder, similarly got leaked ahead of October 16th launch. So, this is something I'm going to put up on social media. So, I'll be back. You guys can look at the big screen here. All right, I'm checking some things real quick before I come back to the reading the news with you guys. What's this? Oh, the guy leaving Bethesda. All right, so let's get back to the news again. I looked at everything. Yeah, there's some wild stuff going on today. As for it being a Monday, there's just like some wild stuff going on today. It's like an atmospheric, like you can just feel it in the atmosphere. There's tension, there's like excitement. I don't know what's going on today, but something feels like extremely like there's a lot of tension today. All right, so let's read this. All right, Spider-Man 2 shows off villains ahead of the game's launch. The latest Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailer has been posted, and it gives players a new look at some of the iconic supervillains they face off against. Insomniac's latest superhero action game is now less than a week from launch, and hype has been building with every new piece of footage released. Recently, fans got to see a snippet of Black Suit Spider-Man boss battle with Lizard in a brief clip, but Dr. Curtis Connors and his reptilian alter ego are a small taste of the foes Peter Parker and Miles Morales will fight against in the latest adventure. Marvel Spider-Man 2 will see the emergence of Venom and whose involvement in Insomniac growing Marvel gaming universe has been teased as far back as the original Spider-Man game. An early trailer also revealed that the equally infamous Cavern the Hunter is headed to open world of New York to test his skills against its many super beings. Later, Spider-Man 2 footage proved provided glimpses of some of the supervillains, such as former Marvel Spider-Man foe Martin Mr. Negative, and Lee and Peter Parker, old NYPD ally Yuri Wantaba, who appears to have taken on her comic vigilant persona of Wraith after the events of the first game, City that Never Sleeps DLC. A new Spider-Man 2 launch trailer was recently posted on official PlayStation YouTube channel, highlighting the game's darker plot ahead of its release on October 20th. During this intense montage of cutscenes and gameplay, Miles can be briefly seen fighting against Mr. Negative, confirming that he will indeed confront the former Sinister Six members of the death of his father in the first game. Meanwhile, Peter finds himself face to face with a Flint Marco, known to Marvel fans as Sandman. The Sand composed supervillain has seemingly grown to massive heights, requiring Peter and Miles to be web swing around and dodge his powerful blows. The latest Spider-Man trailer also featured some of Peter's struggles with the mysterious Venom symbiote, which bonds itself to him and appeared to be slowly corrupting once friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Both Miles Morales and Mary Jane Watson can also be seen confronting Peter and about his darker demeanor, while Norman Osborn and his forces appear to want the symbiote recovered for their own purpose. Even Peter manages to free himself from the influence of the ooze. It seemingly bonds with another person who many believe to be Peter's terminally ill friend Harry Osborn, who become the monstrous Venom. Now, I don't know why they would change that up in the game because in the original story it was somebody else, and they're just changing up Spider-Man's history. So who the hell knows what's going on? While most of the supervillains shown in the final Marvel Spider-Man 2 launch trailer were either confirmed or highly speculated beforehand, seeing them in action against Peter, Miles will certainly add to the hype building around the newest superhero Marvel game. Miles battling Mr. Negative looks to be gripping and emotional confrontation given their shared history, while Spider-Man heroes fight with the towering Sandman offers a stunning showcase of PlayStation 5's graphical compatibility. Fans won't have to wait too much longer to experience these sinister foes in action as is Spider-Man is set to swing onto the PS5 later this week. So yeah, a lot of these games are the cat's being left out of the bag with a lot of these games, and that's what's like really becoming interesting. Like I haven't, this is the most I've seen games leaked in the past like couple months since I've been like following the gaming community. I've seen so many games leaked since then. Like in this time period, that 2023 has become like the game biggest year for leaking games, and I don't know why. But this is like one of the biggest years of that. I haven't seen any other year outside of 2023 be like this. One major retailer could stop selling physical Xbox games, according to a report. So, all right, they're talking about Best Buy. So, I've been a little bit worried about this myself, but we're gonna give it time and see what's gonna happen here. So, according to a recent claim, Walmart could be phasing out physical Xbox game sales soon. These rumors come after a report made at the start of this year about how physical game sales are down. The report has also potentially started to affect major publishers and retailers distributing their games while 2024 rolls around. One of the biggest gaming retailers in the world, Best Buy. How the fuck? Okay. How's Best Buy one of the biggest retailers in the world? Biggest gaming retailers in the world. Best Buy doesn't really sell that many games. So how are you saying Best Buy is the biggest gaming retailer in the world? I've been to GameStop, and they're more of a bigger gamer retailer than Best Buy would. Now, I don't know where they're getting this information from. This feels like just a made up thing that they wanted to say. So, which sells a variety of electronics, including video games, earlier this week. There were claims about how Best Buy could stop selling physical games in the store due to digital sales overtaking boxed copies. The retailer claims that with the rise of in digital purchases, physical media is becoming less profitable. A new claim following this report indicates that Walmart will be likely taking the same step, with Xbox being the first to go. This claim was made by John Fairhurst, the CEO of Limited Run Games on Twitter, whose company specializes in creating physical game releases or re-releases for digital games or older games. He explained, that he recently heard rumors of on how physical Xbox game sales are being phased out first, with other platformers being cut in the future. Fairhurst expects this trend to continue into 2024, with other retailers potentially following suit in the future. Fairhurst also took the time to answer questions from the concerned gamers about the consequence this has taken, explaining retailers are having a hard time making in-store game sales, expecting this department to be reduced in scope over time. One user, or Twitter for example, explains that their uh, Walmart was barely ordering any Xbox games, with these orders stopping soon, which Fairhurst corroborated. What does that mean? Corroborates on, that's supposed to be collaborates on how that lines up with what he heard. He also predicts that Microsoft might be to first drop out of the distributing physical game disc altogether, as some retailers already have stopped selling physical Xbox games. Earlier this month, a Ubisoft representative explains how there will always be a market for those who love physical game releases, for example. Sorry. Physical gaming media in Japan still sells particularly well, especially with Nintendo games. Fairhurst expects Nintendo to continue selling for physical format for another few console generations, noting that most of the sales for limited run games are Nintendo's platform. He also expects specialized gaming retailers like mom and pop shops to make a resurgence in order to fill the niche for gamers who prefer physical release. All right, I said that myself. I feel like there's going to be growth in mom and pop shops. That's just something I'm picking up on because you know right now. All right, so that's going to be the last article I read because I don't have time for any more. Fuck. I had the whole screen up the whole time. Oh wow. Oh well, I read off stuff so you guys can enjoy what I read and listen to me watch me read off. But you know, we're seeing a huge resurgence in physical game. Mom and pop shops are a big factor of what's going on in video game culture today. I myself, I love going to retro stores solely for the feeling of nostalgia. Anytime I go to some retro game store, I'm always having like a smile on my face. I'm always feeling better about things. I'm always like, just in general, like feeling some sort of like happiness coming out of those gaming stores, as opposed to like if I was to go anywhere else in the world, I wouldn't come out smiling. And in the atmosphere in a mall these days, if you go to a small mall, you feel a bit of seriousness. There's a feeling going into a mall that's just unexplained as when you go to a retro store. I don't know. I don't know. It's just really weird how to explain it, but it's a feeling you don't get in most of these other places. So with that said, guys, I hope you like this. I'm out of here for the day. I got some things I gotta do before I head into my day job. So yes, I'm still working at my day job alongside of doing all this. So all right. With that said, guys, I'll have. I'm not sure when I'm off next, so I'll be next time I'm off. You'll see me post more videos. I'm about to look at my schedule and figure it out myself. So my scheduling and everything is gonna like you're about to see like you know you're about hopefully the channel does well again and grows. All right. With that said, guys, take it easy. I'm out here and have a wonderful day.